Especially if you're watching this video, there is probably some sort of traumatic event that has affected you, whether you're conscious of it or not. That's the reason why you're seeking this healing.
Kambo round 2.
So I never actually made it to this Kambo ceremony, but I still wanted to include these clips so that you can get a real idea of my raw experience and feelings post Kambo. And also, since then, I have worked with different shamans and also different Kambo medicine, which has been a completely different experience, and one was quite magical. So you guys are getting the raw details of my first Kambo experience.
I was kind of fighting it all morning this morning because obviously I don't want to go throw up a bunch in a tent with a shaman, although I kind of do. But yeah, the feeling is like, it's not terrible, but the taste of the toxins is kind of nasty. I know that I need to go do it again, and I felt the benefits of the medicine that is just life-changing. Like, I feel like I talk about so many aspects of spirituality, or at least I did, and certain ones I could really conceptualize in my brain but not really feel. I've also been fasting, so I'm kind of losing some weight, but I did it.
Okay, we definitely gotta set the vibes right for this video. I was definitely procrastinating it because I just, like, I wasn't sure that I could encapsulate in words the totality of this medicine experience. However, I'm going to do my best for you, and yeah, I have some neg champa here. I'm gonna cleanse this space and energy and set our intentions. And intentions, as I learned, are the most important thing when you're doing anything, but especially when you're working with sacred medicines. So that being said, let's get into this video. Start off with, what is Kambo? I'm guessing if you're here, you already kind of know a little bit about it, but basically it is the secretions from the back of a tree frog here where I am in the Caribbean, and the frog isn't hurt in the process. I feel like this is a really common misconception. If they hurt the frog, it messes with the whole idea of it, of having like a pure spirit connection, you know. So yeah, it's not hurt at all in the process of obtaining it, but that's what they do. And then they burn little holes in your skin, like really small, and then they put the medicine on your skin. Now, disclaimer, this needs to be done by an experienced shaman, and there are, and I've heard of stories of people having bad experiences, even death, with these types of things, because they're doing it with someone who doesn't know what they're doing, isn't practicing in a way that they have been doing for centuries here. So that's really, really important to mention. My shaman, Mario, was absolutely amazing. I'm really, really grateful to have met and come across him. The reason why I wanted to do it was for healing. I had tumors in my breast. I, through fasting, dissolved one completely, and then most of one of them, and I wanted to be completely finished in that healing process. And I know that even though physically I was doing alkaline diet and fasting, all this stuff, but there's also an emotional aspect to disease when it arises in the body. So I wanted to handle that aspect of it, even though I'd been doing the meditation, the journaling, all basically the work that I was able to do on my own. And I think that's also really important when you're working with plant medicines, is to really understand that that's just one aspect, and then there's the integration and all those other things that you do need to tie into it, and you do need to do the work to have the most meaningful experience that you can, because I do know of people who have worked with these medicines and maybe just weren't prepared for them. I really felt in my soul that I was ready to do it, and actually the morning that I went to go do it, I was doing a meditation, as I usually do, and it kept coming up in my meditation, Kambo, Kambo, Kambo. So then I was biking around that morning, and I actually, normally in the morning I always drink water, but that day I didn't, and I don't really know why. But then when I got to the Kambo place and I met Mario, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be your shaman," and I was like, interesting. But yeah, it just became more clear as it went on, and and you're supposed to fast before and also not really drink water. So that must have been why I had the intuition not to. So yeah, okay, let's get into it. I did film some clips of it, but I wanted this to be more of like a sit-down talking video of my experience. I did it at Bufo, and if you guys are interested in it, send me a DM on Instagram. Ooh, my incense going crazy. Obviously he kind of went through the whole process with me. They did like a health screening and all this stuff, and that's what I'm saying. That is really, really important when you're working with Kambo or any plant medicine. Like, you want someone who's going to be taking care of you and making you feel like you are taken care of and you're in a safe space, in a safe environment. And a lot of that comes down to intuition. I know sometimes people have troubles trusting their intuition. I can definitely relate to that, but yeah, that's really of the most important. Okay, so I just want to put that out there, and that I'm not like recommending anything for health advice, This is just my experience with the medicine, my journey. So we definitely talked a lot before with the shaman, and we talked about my intentions and and basically what he explained to me is the important part of when you're doing the medicine is that you want to think of something like your intention, but have a word for it, and that word, it needs to be very conscious. For example, for myself, it was my health. But he said the medicine, like, you have to be very, very clear. And this is the same thing with manifestation too. Like, you have to get very, very clear about your desires and your intentions. And if I say that I want to be healthy, that's a very broad spectrum. And the medicine on the other aspect, the other aspect of that is that I'm not healthy as I am, but I am healthy. And so that's one thing that we worked on as well, just kind of changing the narrative for myself and the words that I speak. And I was really interested because I am so intentional about other things in my life, and I manifest and I write things down, and I think about them in a way that they're already existent in my reality before they appear. But with this thing in my health, because I could physically feel it there, I was not using that same way that I do in every other aspect of my life. I'm not sure why, but that was just my experience. So yeah, the 3 words that we created together for myself, for the experience that I wanted to create personally, this is going to be different for everyone, but the first one, and this was my main focus, was self-love. And I think with self-love comes everything, like a lot of good things. And so yeah, for me, that was the one, self-love. And then I had consciousness and detachment. Now I think that, actually, I don't know. I think that I got the most from self-love. Personally, that was what I really noticed after the experience, that I was looking at myself and looking in the mirror and otherwise, like, I just felt really beautiful. I felt really beautiful, and I know that I'm a beautiful woman, like, I understand that, but feeling that way was something that I genuinely struggled with. And it started when I was, I noticed it when I was probably in high school, and my mom asked me to, name one thing in the mirror that you like about yourself, and I couldn't. There was not one thing. And that obviously stemmed from a lot of trauma, and that's a very personal thing I just shared with you guys. But prior to this experience with the medicine, I was, am I gonna run out? I was doing Garen Jones, I believe. I will tag him down below, and he advised in one. Anyways, my camera cut off there, but yeah, I was just saying, leading up to the ceremony, I was already doing the work and following one of Garen Jones' techniques of complimenting yourself in the morning, doing 10 things that you like about yourself physically. It sounds a little silly, but it really does work. That's, you're reprogramming the subconscious mind. And I worked with Dr. Bruce Lipton. If you've heard of him, he's amazing as well, and he's really big on that. And I think that's one of the things that truly changed my life. Was even when I was going to sleep, I was doing subconscious reprogramming and the hemisync tutorials and things like that. So yeah, that's a side. So after I did the medicine, I felt a very deep sense of self-love and appreciation for myself on a physical and just other level as well, but just really loving myself for who I am and appreciating my beauty and understanding that other people's beauty doesn't take away from myself. And I know that these are all concepts that I consciously understood before, but I didn't truly deeply feel. So that was really amazing. after the ceremony, I went and got ice cream and went on to the beach and just kind of sat under a palm tree and was just happy, and it was really beautiful. And the other two ones, the consciousness and detachment, I feel like have come into my life. Like I've been a lot more conscious and intentional with everything, and working with Mario, we also talked about myself as a woman and being a creator in that space, and creating from my womb space too, and learning how to do my own ceremonies with that, which I've been doing. And yeah, there's another ceremony which I'm going to do, and I'll maybe film it for you guys if you want, but he shared with me as a gift that you go with someone who you really truly deeply trust, and you dig a hole and you bury yourself in it. Okay, you don't have to be in there for very long, but you bury yourself in it, and that's like your womb space, and then you break out where they help you get out of the hole, and that's like a rebirth, and you leave anything in that hole and you bury it, and your traumas, anything that you want to leave behind, and you leave it, and Mother Earth will take care of it, because Gaia, Mother Earth, is always taking care of us, whether we choose to engage, whether we choose to send love and appreciate it. Obviously, it's so much better to do that than not to, because that is truth, that is reality. And yeah, I think that's really it from like that perspective of what I got out of it as a result of my intentions. And then the actual ceremony itself was not very long. He did like a test. Also, this is, your shaman should be doing this. He did a test to make sure that I reacted okay to the medicine before he proceeded putting it in all the, I had 3 on my 3 holes. I'll put insert like a photo. Some people do more, some people do less. For me, that's what my body needed. Obviously, everyone's bodies are different. And also to mention, I had been doing fasting, I had been doing alkaline, I had been doing things to already clean my body before that. So maybe that's why. And then literally not very long after the medicine was applied, and he told me exactly what I was gonna feel so that I didn't get nervous. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of felt it like go into my head, and then I started throwing up. And yeah, some people, you know, have to use the bathroom. I personally didn't have that experience. I didn't really drink a lot of water before. I was already kind of fasting, and you drink like a huge thing of water right when you start the ceremony to help your body to throw up. And then also Mario helped me to drink more water throughout when I was kind of like not really throwing up anything, but my body still wanted to get rid of toxins. The throwing up wasn't that bad. I expected it, so I think when you expect something like that, it's not really super terrible. And it's like I understood the importance of purging and the importance of cleaning your body, because even doing a parasite cleanse, I threw up parasites. So I knew that this was something that was going to be helpful for me. And also I spoke with Mario as well just about how important it is for us to really clean our bodies, because when your body is working against itself and it's toxic, that is going to affect you mentally, physically, and spiritually as well, because your body, instead of being in peace and equilibrium, it is genuinely fighting itself because of the toxins that we are exposed to in this world, the heavy metals, the fluoride, the foods that we put in our body that we can't process. And now for myself, I haven't been putting those foods into my body, but I did before that, and that's the world, that's the reality that I grew up in. And so our body just doesn't know how to process those things. Still, I'm fasting now to this day, and I'm about day 7, I think, of this cleanse, and I passed literally black toxins out of my body. And that happened the last time when I did my 5-day cleanse. I wasn't eating anything, I was just doing water, and I passed like really black toxins, and that's like what's been sitting in your colon for years. So yeah, I was really grateful to be able to clean my body. He also was able to tell me from the colors of what I was throwing up, like what ailments that was. So I had like this yeah, one color was like just Toxins, and then also I had Candida as well, which is also linked to Parasites, so I'm really happy to have gotten that out of my system. I'm trying to think what else to cover. That was really it. After I was throwing up, we were just in like this little tent. I definitely have some footage, so I'll pop that in here as well. But afterwards, I just kind of, he told me just like relax, and so I laid down, I meditated. I did film a TikTok because I wanted you guys to see how swollen my face was. It's kind of funny. And yeah, I had some visions in my meditation as well, and a personal trauma that I was thinking about, like something that what came up with me while I was doing a fast before I came here, and like wondering if it was true, this memory that I had, or like why it kept coming up for me in meditations. And the message that I got from the medicine was something that I already knew. That's what I'm saying, is all this is just us coming back to ourselves, our knowing of ourselves, and the realizing of the self that we already were. Like, I was already beautiful before I did the medicine, but yeah, maybe it helped me to be able to see that more. So not maybe, like for sure, that's the experience that I had, that I am this divine feminine goddess, and that every other woman is also a divine, beautiful being, and that we can all support and love each other and live in unity and harmony. And that is a huge part of my purpose here. So yeah, but after I was doing that, I had a kind of message come up that it doesn't matter whether that happened or not, for myself, because I'm here now. I'm living this beautiful life. I'm so grateful to be living it, and I'm okay. I'm like, it's okay. And like these stories, like I know that sometimes we get so attached to our trauma, and when, you know, someone says like, oh well, that doesn't matter now, that happened in the past, we want to be like, no, like that happened and this affected me in this way, and I understand that and I can empathize with that, but there also comes a point where we also just have to let go. And you know, that did happen to this body, but I'm not even this body. I'm renting this body. Like, yeah, it goes a lot deeper than that. And so yeah, Mario was amazing. He came and checked in on me so many times. Like, he was with me the whole ceremony, but after, when I just had my own piece, he came and checked in on me, and we talked, and he gave me advice, and just he gave me so much love and taught me so much in the short period of time that we spent together. I'm actually going to be going back to do possibly 2 more rounds of Kambo. Basically, how they do it in the shamanic world is you're supposed to do it 3 times within a moon cycle, within a period of 28 days. And that makes sense, because you know, when you're cleaning something, when you have deep cleaned in your whole life, like, it's not just going to be a one and done. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I have to go back for more medicine, but one thing that Mario did say to me in regards to the traumatic event that I was talking about, and I'm kind of speaking a little bit vaguely about it because I feel like most people, especially if you're watching this video, there is probably some sort of traumatic event that has affected you, whether you're conscious of it or whether you are or not. That's the reason why you're seeking this healing. So what he kind of explained to me is that sometimes these things happen, especially with other people and our soul contracts. And wow, this incense is going crazy. It really wants to make an appearance here. But these things happen. They blow up. Sometimes situations blow up because they need to be addressed. And for myself, it was someone who was supposed to be, you know, the people taking care of me. And that was something that I struggled with personally, but as he explained it to me, this needed to happen because this is something that was passed down generationally, this trauma, and I had the beautiful opportunity of it blowing up so that I could heal it, so that I could heal this bloodline, so that I could heal this timeline, so that I could live in peace, so that they could live in peace. And through that is forgiveness. And you know, I know a lot of times like there are some unforgivable things, but everything is forgivable when you realize that everyone is you and you are everyone. Like that is that oneness. Before is like staring at the, anyways, that oneness is genuinely what you feel when you work with plant medicines and things. It's that understanding and that you can forgive anything. And believe me, I have been through some very unforgivable in quotation marks experiences, but there's nothing to forgive, genuinely. And so as a result of that, I reached out to that person. I didn't even like tell them that I knew, like, that I had memory of that happening or anything like that. I just gave them love, because I understood through doing that work is that's what they needed. When people hurt other people, they need love. And obviously we have boundaries in our lives. Like, I wouldn't put myself in an unsafe situation or a situation that is going to harm me. Oh, Faria. She's on top of the TV. I wouldn't put myself in a situation where I felt that it was risky or whatever with a person who has hurt me, but that doesn't mean that we can still forgive them energetically from our heart space, and if you feel called to do so in real life too. Yeah. I believe that's all I have to say here. I'm gonna go. She's so cute. Hold on, let me show you what she's doing right now. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me and sharing the space, and also just for choosing yourself and choosing growth and choosing healing and choosing to do the work and the hard stuff that maybe sometimes we don't want to do, and we don't want to address our shadow. We don't want to always, you know, do the work. Sometimes you don't want to do yoga because it's hard, because it brings things up. But the more that we heal ourselves, the more that we heal the world, because that's really all you can do. You can work on yourself, and that will reflect in your reality. That will reflect in the relationships you attract, the opportunities you attract and bring into your life, and that will affect in how you are able to show up and care for other people. So that's really what this is all about, and thank you for being here for me. Thank you for sharing this space. Please like, please subscribe, please share this video with anyone you feel might be interested or benefit from the healing in it. And yeah, I love you, and take care. Bye. Oh yeah, also I think I'm just gonna try and show you guys the marks instead of trying to edit a clip in here, because I'm trying my best to do things in a way that I don't need to edit so much, because it just takes a lot of unnecessary time. So let's see if I can show you their healing so far. Yeah, they're kind of itchy right now. I almost scratched it the other day. And then I think that I'm gonna continue on the other side so it like matches, or I don't know yet. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching.